Maryam Alima.
And I'm Alima-Saabira.
And you're watching The Alimas. All right, praise to Allah. Assalamu alaikum, family. This is the first episode of our new show titled The Alimas. And we're really excited. If you haven't already seen the video of me performing my little baby and my original monologue of understanding, please go out and check out that video and share. I think it's a very important message for young ladies, grown women, whomever is struggling with either covering or introducing covering to their younger daughters. And with that being said, we want to go ahead and get into some of our questions. I have enlisted my daughter to do this show with me because I want to get to know her teenage brain. In exactly 1 week's time, Alima will be 14 years old.
Oh, yeah. April 20th.
April 20th. So praise be to Allah. All right, first, let's go. I want you to ask your questions first. Okay. So this episode is about this is going to be a mini series, maybe 5 to 7 episodes, and this episode is titled Understanding / My Little Baby, because it's correlating with the show performance that I just did. Actually, before we get into those questions, I just showed Alima something else. I showed her a video of me September 2011 when I first started to strive to cover independently outside of the mosque. I want to know, what was your take on that video and everything that I said?
Well, first when you opened the video, you were so young and you sound so different. I was like, oh my gosh.
I had a lisp. You'll see it.
You had a lisp?
There's a little bit of a lisp thing going on over there. I'm going to post that video. I'm going to make it republic. I'm going to put a little clip in this video, so that's going to be here.
I'm coming to you making this video just to let y'all know about or talk about my daily struggles of covering my hair or just covering in general. I'm a really fashionable person. Like, I like bright colors. I love to look pretty. I love being a woman. I love to look beautiful. I do. I really do. But I love Allah more than anything. And of course I want to please Him to the best of my ability. But it feels like I'm losing myself. Like, it feels like I don't know who I am. Like, I'm trying.
So that was what that was about. And just a little backstory. Actually, it's in there because I only posted a clip of it. But a backstory is I started going to a Sunni masjid in Colombia and went through an identity crisis because I started covering not for me. I started covering because I was trying to get this young man to be with me. I was introduced to that mosque by meeting this young man.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, you got to keep it a buck. You got to keep it 100. Because if you don't tell the truth, then people can't find guidance and their way through their journey. So I met this young man. He invited me out to his masjid. And I started going. And I was like, oh my God, this is such a different culture. It's the culture of... There's different cultures within the Islamic Ummah. So what we do in the Nation of Islam, people don't do in Saudi Arabia. I mean, we're in 2 different parts of the world. We express our Islam differently. Neither one is incorrect, but we express it differently, and we have our own culture. And I didn't necessarily lean into my culture in the Nation of Islam. So therefore, since I wasn't leaning into my culture in the Nation of Islam, I was easily swayed to strive to take on the culture of their Eastern Islam and try to cover it the way that they did. And I went through an identity crisis. Again, I wasn't doing it because I was really trying to please Allah. That wasn't the truth. I was trying to please Allah, but I was doing it. It was ignited or initiated by trying to be with a young man. It was really about him.
How young was he?
Oh, he was older than me.
Okay.
I was 22. He was probably like 26, 27. Yeah, he was like a few years older than me. So yeah, what did you think about it? Okay, so you thought I was young. You were like, oh my God, you look so young.
Yeah, you sound different. But I was gonna say how was I gonna say it? How long were can I ask questions still?
Of course.
About the video?
Yeah.
How long were you in the Sunni mosque for?
I went to that mosque probably in totality, maybe like 10 times. I'm going to say between 7 to 10 times I went to that mosque. And it was a beautiful experience. One of his sisters, the young man, she had multiple children, but she had a Maryam and an Esau. So yeah, I thought it was so cool. I was like, oh my God, that's my brother's name. That's my name. And I absolutely love her name. I'm not going to mention her name, but I love her name. And actually, one of my characters in my novel and my short story, their name is her name. I love her name. She was so, like, her soul was so beautiful. I kind of want to find her because she was just so nice. She was so nice. So yeah, so maybe like for a few months.
Okay.
And so I even started covering going to school, back to college, South Carolina State University. I'll show you those pictures too. I might put some of those pictures in here so you can see the different styles and stuff that I was trying to incorporate into my 22-year-old young life and getting to strive to learn, to understand and love covering.
Oh yeah, I forgot you're 22, so your family didn't really like. For some reason, I kept thinking
Your
like
family?
No, because I kept thinking like you were still in like
High
with
school?
your siblings and stuff, and like school and everything. I was gonna ask like how did they react to you?
But my friends, so how did my friends react? My friends were, if I can remember correctly, they were like, oh, okay. Now, because they've always known I was Muslim, but was I really practicing my Islam to the best of my ability? No. So with the new change in me striving to cover, it's so evident because it's something physical that you see every day. They were supportive, but because I was doing it for the wrong reason and I wasn't losing myself. It's just that there was no clarity because I was doing it erroneously. My reasoning behind it wasn't justified to then push me further into the truth of why we should cover. So they were like, well, I mean, girl, if you're losing yourself, you should stop because you don't seem happy. Like, you don't have to cover. You're not a bad person. Unfortunately, I was doing all those bad things. So about the show.
Oh, you want to go first?
Yeah, you can go first.
Okay.
Let me speak clearly.
I think I'm re-asking this question because I think the man already asked it, but I was going to say,
That's
what
fine.
inspired you to write the show / monologue, My Little Baby? When I mean this, I mean, like, like, was there something beforehand that made you, like, want to write, like, monologues or something that led you to writing this?
There's no, okay.
If you know what I'm saying.
My Little Baby was written for me just walking around the apartment when we were living in Virginia. I think you were asleep or something. And I was just cleaning. You know how you clean and you come up with tunes?
Mm-hmm.
So I think I like peeked in at you and just, your mom loves you. So it like literally it was me looking. I looked at you and then I never changed a single, matter of fact, you were asleep.
Mm-hmm.
You were, or were you? I remember that I went into, I guess it had to be my room because I started to get loud in that recording. If you go on SoundCloud, that's the first recording that I ever did. And I was sitting on the bed when I did it. So I think I went into my room. I think I looked at you.
What year is this?
2017.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. It was 2017. And I recorded it and then that was it. And so the monologue understanding was inspired because when I auditioned for the show, for the MTC show off, I performed a monologue and then I subsequently I sung Somewhere Over the Rainbow. And they were so floored and enamored. They were like, okay, wait, you're actual talent. Like you are a performer. They said, you have to do both. You have to figure out a way to do a monologue and a song. And I was like, oh, okay. And it was like, I knew I already had a song, My Little Baby, which I love that song. So since I already had a song, I was like, okay, I need to write something to go with it. And Sister Margita from MUIDC, she always wore really cool glasses. I'll show you a picture of her. I saw a video of her on Instagram asking her son how she could be a better mother. Remember that time I came in here and I asked you, and you looked at me like I was crazy? You were like, I asked you, it was like, how can I be a better mother or better mom? And you were like, what are you talking about?
Oh, and then I said understanding.
And you said understanding. And I was like, whoa, don't say anything else, because it was so true. Like, that's a legitimate thing that a child can ask a parent to do, is be a little bit more understanding in me growing up, rather than you trying to make me be you at that age. And so I think that was a lot of my parenting is me trying to make sure that you are already developed, because that's my job. But I have to be more understanding that you have to go through different stages of life to get to where I am. That's why that video of me at 22 is so important, because it shows you the struggle of, even though I didn't get it right away, I knew the journey, I knew the end was, I needed to cover. Like, that's a part of our culture. And so I asked in that video about people citing things in the Quran about covering. And when I decided to write my letter and go back into orientation class, so in the Nation of Islam, we have orientation class where it's like one of the first steps. If you're going to a Sunni mosque, you'll go through a process, and then you'll take your shahada, declaring that there is no God but Allah and that Muhammad is his messenger. In the Nation of Islam, you go through a class to ingratiate you into our teachings, our culture, so you can then decide at the end, okay, can I submit and commit myself to this new lifestyle? And you will write a letter to our Savior, Master Prophet Muhammad, and that's your declaration, that's your shahada. And so when I was in processing class, I told Sister Kava, I was like, well, actually, the Quran doesn't actually say that you have to cover your hair. It says cover your adornments. Your adornments are like, your body parts. So I was like, I don't think we don't have to cover our hair. I was trying to fight it. I was like, I'll show another video of when I started covering in 2019. Very important.
The MGT, the Vanguard, that we should cover our hair in and out of the mosque. I've decided this may be my big trial for the year. So rather than going through it with angst, we have decided to just submit and let it be what it is. No, so we're taking baby steps. We're taking baby steps here, okay?
So very important, because it was a journey. So that the first one, 2011, I did after that video. I think I really just stopped covering. Like, maybe I might cover for like a couple more weeks after, but I didn't cover again unless I was at a mosque or if I was at a Muslim event. I didn't start covering until 2019, and I'll show you that. And so she said, "Why are you in this class?" Or like why are you here? Because in the Nation of Islam, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad told her, this is for you, MGT. You are Allah's. So he wants you to cover, because we don't live in a world where we can have our hair out and that people not know that we are Muslims. It's showing the world that we are submitting ourselves to Allah. So then they won't try you. It's not that they won't automatically, but most will not try you because of that. And it's been a testament that I can attest to from this new dispensation of time of me covering from 2019 till now. Okay, well, what did you think about my performance?
That's the question?
Yeah.
What I think?
What did you think about my entire performance and everything? You told me before.
It was
Let
really
the people
good.
know.
It was really good. I didn't know you were doing acapella, so it was a surprise to me. And then the acapella was really, really good. You did, when we were going over it, or you were practicing, I think it was here before the show. At first it was like, I mean, it wasn't bad, but I was like, well, she's just gonna get it when she's on there, you know?
Because I was fighting a cold. I'm still, it's
no,
the
not
same
the cold,
cough.
not the cold. I meant like
Which one I wanted to do? The ending?
Yeah, the ending part and how you wanted to like say it or
sing it,
project it, or something like that. But in the end, you still did really good. You did really well, and the mic wasn't too high or anything. when you were doing your parts and the way you were holding the scarf.
First of all, so that scarf play, I got to give a shout out to the artistic director of MTC, Jerry Stevens. He is the one who guided me to make that scarf you. Because I had the scarf just to, you know, as the initial for the understanding monologue. And when I started to sing the song, I kind of just still had the scarf. And he was like, she's the scarf is the baby. The scarf is Alima. And so even like the end part, when he gave me that direction, and when he gave me that direction, I cried. I genuinely cried because I said it literally makes so much sense. I'm telling you, don't allow this world, Satan's world, to compromise your Islam and putting on that badge of declaration of I'm a Muslim and I love it and I'm not gonna let anything get in the way of that. I was like, wow, he got it. And I was just so appreciative. And I was like, bro, this is lit. It's lit. It's so good. I think it, I mean, I love the pieces. Oh, so you also asked like what inspired it. So
Wait,
Allah inspired this.
That was the question?
That was your first question. You said what inspired it. I kind of wanted to just retouch on that. Because when it comes to writing, so like my short stories or the novel that I'm writing, finishing out this one woman show and doing this show, that performance allowed me to gain the confidence to finish my one woman show in this structure. I've been striving to write the one woman show since 2017, 2016. And now I pretty much know how I really want to structure it. And that aided to it. But it be a lot. Like that monologue, you have to pray. You have to pray and say Allah, because there were so many. I knew what I want. I knew the concept. I knew I wanted it to be about understanding, because that was the title that you gave me. I knew I wanted it to be about covering, because at that point you were struggling with it more so than you are now. And that's another question. That's going to be the follow-up question to what I'm saying. But I didn't know the tone. I didn't want the tone to be abrasive, like condemnation of like, you don't want to cover, da, da, da. I think it was just really relatable. Like it was, I didn't understand, like this brain of Maryam right now. It's like, well, why don't you, why don't you love it? It's so, you look so beautiful. You know, like, so I knew I didn't want to have the abrasive tone. And so Allah guided me in how it went about and how it came out. So can only give glory and praise to Allah. You know, I can't take no credit. Praise be to Allah. To that follow-up question, how do you feel about wearing your hijab, your drape scarf now?
I feel good about it now.
Okay.
I think when it really started was not the show. It was before the show. Because
I didn't mean the show.
Oh.
I was talking about when we went to go see Phantom of the Opera. Was it then?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
So I forgot what I was wearing specifically, but I think I was wearing a black scarf at the time. So
I think it was pink. I wish we took a picture, but I think it was a pink scarf.
Yeah, it was pink. I remember. It was that
chiffon one?
Yeah. Yeah, so I was wearing a pink scarf, and we went to go see Phantom of the Opera. What do you call it?
It was a high school performance of Phantom of the Opera.
Yes. And so, what was your friend?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so after the show, we were out in the hallways talking, and there was this girl group or something, and I saw them, and I saw one girl kept looking at me. I was like, oh, why does she keep looking at me?
And I didn't see this happening.
Yeah, no, and so then she was whispering to her friends, like, oh, what's going on? And so then she came up to me, and she was like, oh my goodness, I just want to say you're so pretty and everything. I was like, oh, I was really shocked, because I didn't know what she was saying. I thought she was saying something bad. I was like...
Yeah, so it was this young white girl.
Probably like 15, 16.
In high school. And she just made her way over to Alima and said, I just needed to tell you, you're so pretty. Like, you're so pretty. I just wanted you to know. And I was like, oh my God. And I told Alima, like, after I think it was still there, like, after the young lady walked away, I said, you have a beautiful face, But what implored her to come and tell you that you look so beautiful was because you had on your drape scarf. I do not believe wholeheartedly that she might have thought you were pretty, but if you didn't have on your drape scarf, she saw something different. And she was like, whoa, you look so beautiful. Like, you're so pretty. You're covered. You're modest. She was so beautiful to me.
Can't you see?
No, and so I was like, bro. So I knew that was a confidence booster in you wearing your drape scarf and like styling it how you want and everything like that.
Okay. Yeah. That was about a couple weeks ago.
That was like a month or two ago.
Yeah.
2 months
Last
ago.
one, I had a question.
Well, I wanted to, because in the show about understanding, it's like, I don't understand why she doesn't want to wear her drape scarf. I just wanted to make sure that people understand that now.
I know now.
Like, ironically, I wrote that after she had already started to have the love for wearing her drape scarf. But there's still a struggle sometimes. Sometimes you don't want to wear it. Sometimes you want to wear a beret. And so, we have our 3 things that we wear. We wear our headpiece, our drape scarf, our tam. And if we have on leisure and we're going out for sports, certain activities, we'll wear a cap.
Yeah.
So 4 things.
I still used to wear scarves.
You do. But sometimes you be trying to, you'll go for the beret first.
Sometimes I go for the hat piece.
Yeah. See, sometimes you'll go for that first. So I don't think that you're struggling with it in the sense of you're afraid to do it now. You don't think that you look pretty, because that was a thing in that video of me when I was 22. I didn't know how to style it to where I was really accepting myself. So I don't feel like I know who I am, because I wasn't accepting Maryam and her Islam, and I was trying to be everyone else. And so that's why in the Nation of Islam, we are directed to not wear our drape scarf or our head coverings in the way that they do in Africa or any other culture. Like, we don't cover our entire hair unless we have on our headpiece. We don't wear niqab. That's not our culture in the Nation of Islam by Allah's grace, because that's not, it's not. And learning to embrace what Allah has given you and the culture that we have will aid you. He'll back that up. So I'll praise you so well. All right, go ahead.
Questions? I don't know if my questions are that good.
Well, don't keep holding it up. It makes
I don't want
paper
you to look.
sounds. I'm not a looker.
Was the process of writing this difficult?
Was the process of writing this difficult?
Yeah, and going through with it difficult. If not, then
I kind of touched on that because I was having difficulty finding the tone that I wanted to take. So striving to find that tone was difficult. I was at Amazon going over it and over it and like recording voice notes. It was, and it's funny that you asked that, because now I'm writing other pieces for the One Woman Show and I'm having difficulty, and I'm like, but obviously anything of good or anything of value is going to have a difficulty factor. And as I'm struggling through it, and Allah was like, if it was easy, you wouldn't even appreciate it. Once you get to that end goal, you would not appreciate this if I just inspired you and you wrote it and it was done.
you'd be like, ugh.
Then it's like, yeah, I mean, granted, I have time to get to the next project because I got so many projects, so that would be great. But I wouldn't appreciate it as I would when I get the recognition from, inshallah, whoever is able to see it. They say that really touched me, and going through the process and having difficulty in it, it's like it was all worth it. And I'm glad that I stuck through the discipline of being able to be dissatisfied and journeying through and staying steadfast, knowing that in the end you're going to get the end product that you desire. Yeah, so there was difficulty. I've actually already read. What does modesty mean to you? And do you think it's important for teenage girls to learn to love modesty?
Is modesty to me? Modesty can be like clothing, physical and mental, I think. Physical, I think something that I just had in my head. And that was
Physical?
Physical as in like what you're wearing.
Yeah.
Okay, physically something that is appropriate for like, how do I say,
And what do you mean by
your
appropriate?
body. Well, because now you know how like you're online shopping and you see teenagers wearing like stuff like grown adults wear. Like I was shopping on Shein.
Bodycon, and it's not appropriate for adults either.
Yeah, I was shopping on Shein for my dress for my birthday, and I saw these other these like young girls. I typed in like spring dresses for teens, and I was like, there's girls younger than teenage
8
years. Yeah, and
with
they were wearing
body
like those tight dresses. I was
bodycon
like,
dresses. She said, "Oh my lord!"
I was like, oh my goodness, and they were posing so like
Provocatively.
It's like dress your age appropriately.
But so to that saying, dress your age, yes. But do you think it's appropriate for me to wear something that tight?
No,
So that's what I'm saying. Like
no.
that's a part of understanding that modesty isn't necessarily about age. It's never appropriate for a woman to be unclothed. So people that put their 2-year-old, 3-year-old daughters in 2-piece bathing suits, that's not appropriate for a baby, nor is it appropriate for a grown woman, because no one needs to see all of that.
No, because also I see people on the internet when they're wearing certain clothes that shows their figure and like their body parts, and then of course it's like I don't really know. You know how men usually see it and then they like react to it, and then the woman like, well, why are you even looking at me? Blah blah this, blah blah that. You put that on for what reason? It's like, of course people are gonna see it because you want people to see it because you would have worn it. And then it's all surprised and everything. And I understand you don't want people looking at you, but if you don't want them looking at you, then you should cover it.
That's not true. They do want people looking at them. They don't want people to say anything negative to them. They just want praise for unrighteousness.
Yeah.
They want people to say, girl, you did that. Oh, honey,
You
fire. Oh, you
Stop.
snatched. You ate. What the girl said? You came, you cooked, you ate, you devoured. You left no crumbs. These children today. Because I wanted to talk about, because it's still about modesty and what you think about it. Like, do you struggle with some of the things that you wear and the level of appropriateness that it should be?
Yeah. Yes, because the style that I like, the Y2K style, and all the older styles, they weren't really like modest. So sometimes I look like online, like I look up Y2K outfits modest because all the stuff you can't wear and everything. And you know how they wore like those jean skirts and everything? I was like, oh, that's nice and stuff. And when I was also shopping on Shein, I saw this shirt. I forgot what it was called, but it was like too tight, but it had like these bell-bottom flared arms and everything. I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cute. But even if I got it in like a bigger size, it wouldn't.
Well, if you like the belt, couldn't you wear it underneath something?
What do you mean?
Like underneath a dress or something? So you can have the cool arms, sleeves?
I mean, it's just a shirt that goes by itself though. It's like it's from Romwe, I don't know how to say it, Romwe, something like that. But when you're wearing stuff like from older times or now, you have to like change it up a bit. Like,
Well, and that's why we are instructed to make our own clothes. I don't really think it's so difficult finding anything modest and cute and stylish. It's just learning how to style it, learning how to pair things together, knowing that, okay, well, I'm not going to wear a spaghetti strap dress by itself. I need to have a cute top underneath that's not super skin tight to where you can't get it off. So like this is fitted. Some things are supposed to be fitted because it will make it look unattractive if it's too bulky, especially if it's not made for that style.
yes.
So it's just learning how to style.
I mean, you can still wear things, but they just have to be a couple inches longer. Like,
Yeah, this is being
Oh.
recorded.
like skirts or something. What is it called? Knee length skirts. You can wear it like that, right?
No, we don't do knee length. We do down to the calf.
Wait, really?
We wouldn't have all of our leg out.
Well, what if you wore leggings underneath?
with the skirt? Is that
I
going to
mean,
be
people
cute?
do that.
No, with the skirt? I don't think that's
A certain skirt though. Like,
with the skirt, with the dress. Yes, with the skirt and a different top. I'm not seeing it work. You could. I mean, if you styled it and it looked cute.
I saw somebody
Hey.
do it before.
Yeah, if you styled it and it looked cute, go for it. But still, we're striving to get things that are down to our calves. We're not looking for the kneeling.
Okay.
Yeah.
I forgot what the question was. Oh, well, that's all the
Yeah.
answers I have.
I think that's all for this first episode.
Really? I had another question.
Oh, you had another question? I'm sorry.
I had 3 questions, but
Oopsies.
you didn't add a question.
I'm sorry.
What is it? Oh, the question was, what's the best part about writing the monologue? I didn't know any good questions.
Do you have something else on the top of your head that you want to ask instead? Because I'll answer it.
What back then, like 2019 or something? How do I say this? I don't know. It's about like an outfit or something, and covering myself.
I don't know the question. You gotta ask the question.
What was, in your eyes, from back then, not to now, the best covered, modest outfit that you had?
That I wore?
That you wore, made yourself?
That I made myself.
No, like you made, like you put together yourself. That's what I mean.
Since 2019 or back in 2019?
Back in 2019, not.
Well, I wouldn't even rate those outfits so much, only because I was just getting into covering.
Okay.
So still striving to find what I liked and how I wanted to pair it. I guess there's a picture of this dress, that purple dress that I wore with that small little
With
gold
gold?
rope.
Oh yeah. I know what
Yeah,
you're
with
talking
that
about.
black top. I like that one.
Yeah,
I like that one.
I remember
That's
that.
my favorite.
It's like
But-
yeah.
Yeah. But to the question you said, what was the best part about writing the monologue?
Yeah.
The best part about writing the monologue was delivering the monologue and having people resonate with it.
And you're going to say
And-
that.
You know I was gonna say that?
Yeah.
I mean, that was the best part. Is because I was afraid that, that was the first monologue. I have written a monologue before, but I don't believe I've ever performed it.
Oh,
Maybe I did in college.
would you perform at the audition then? Or
I did Ismene from Antigone.
I don't know what that is.
Bethink thee, sister, of our father's fate, abhorred, dishonored, self-convinced of sin, blinded himself his executioner. Think of his mother wife. Ill-sorted names done by Anus herself had twined to death. And as our hapless brother in one day, both in a mutual destiny involved, self-slaughtered, the slayer and the slain. Bethink thee, sister, we are left alone. Shall we not perish, wretches of all, if in defiance of a law we cross a monarch's will? Weak women, think of that. We're not framed by nature to contend with men. We must obey his orders, these or worse. Therefore I plead compulsion. I perforce thee, entreat the dead. That's not how it goes.
Wait,
Hello.
this from 2011?
What is?
I meant, you auditioned for American, what's it called?
Oh God, that was for American Idol.
That's what I was talking about. I didn't even know what you were doing just now.
I thought you meant for the audition for MTC.
No.
That's so funny. American Idol singing.
I was like,
No, I sung American Honey
sing my name.
with my scratchy voice.
Last night you were talking about, you were
Yeah,
talking about just singing.
I said
And
you
when
gotta
somebody
stay ready.
asks
You gotta
you to
stay
sing a spot.
stay ready so you don't have to get ready. I've literally been coughing this whole episode.
But you just did this.
That was me talking.
Okay. American Honey.
There's a wild, wild whisper blowing in the wind, calling out my name like a long lost friend. I wish those days didn't go by. Oh, nothing sweeter in summertime. an American honey. Yeah, yeah,
Is that country?
yeah. She grew up on the side of the road. I can't remember the words, so that I know you don't know the song. You don't even know the song.
American
American,
from the beach.
That's crazy life. Oh,
I only know one country song.
she
You guys.
grew up on the side of the road. I can't remember the words. Sorry, guys. So let me try.
I know one song is Jolene. Wait, is that country?
Yeah, that's
Jolene. What's her?
Dolly Parton.
Yeah, Jolene. Jolene.
Do you want to know one of my favorite country songs to sing? It's
Is it?
by Craig Morgan, and it's Almost Home.
Is that with that? Oh no, I thought it was with that lady in the.
It's only a hook, and this is the hook. It goes, I just climbed out. Ooh, I'm gonna edit that out. That's a blooper, because that I would that went. Well, just climbed out of a cottonwood tree. I was running from some. This is not going. My voice is like shot.
I thought it was that other one where it's like.
Wait.
That,
No, it's not. It's this one. Wait, which one?
I can't remember how it goes. What's with the lady and the man? They're talking about they're like. We were in the car. I think.
And I think you're talking about Lady A, Lady Antebellum, which they
Yes!
sing American Honey.
I
That's
think,
their song.
I think that's what it is.
That's not my favorite song.
Oh, I thought it was.
No, it's not.
Because you were singing to it, you jam out to all the country songs.
I just know all the country songs because I love country.
You also love. I've had your cold.
Oh,
You're
the Joe Bros.
driving out of control.
Slipping into the lava. And I'm trying to keep from going under. Oh, baby, you set the temperature hotter. And I'm burning up for you, baby. Quickly to the Joe Bros. His song Little Bird reminds me of my song, My Little Bird. Oh, Little Bird. All right, this is thank you all for tuning in to the first episode of The Alimas. And I'm Maryam Alima.
And I'm Alima-Saabira.
Assalamualaikum.
Welcome.
A lot.